Hello, this is Javier Cabrera, Technical Director of LaLiga Football Schools India. Today, and after the video that you saw last week from my colleague Saul Vázquez speaking about the four main areas of training of LaLiga methodology, and in relation with the tactical cognitive block, I'm going to speak to you about the phases of the game. The phases of the game are the different tactical situations that a team can face during a football match. We speak about four different phases of the game. We have the positional attack, the defensive transitions, the organized defense, and the offensive transitions. When we speak about attack, we speak about the moment of the game when our team is in possession of the ball. Obviously, when we are attacking and we are in possession of the ball, our main objective will always be to progress on the ground to score a goal. In order to achieve this main objective, we can choose from mainly two different styles of play or styles of attack, which are the combinative attack or the direct attack. The combinative attack will be used from those teams who want to have the control of the game through having the possession of the ball. These teams try to build up the game from the back, and they have their players positioned wide and deep on the ground in order to create the necessary space to progress on the pitch and reach the last third in order to score a goal. Those teams who choose the direct style of play or the direct attack are those teams whose objective will be to reach the last third in the least number of passes. An example would be a goalkeeper which kick a long ball trying to connect with the striker, and this player try to touch the ball or flick the ball in order to connect with a midfielder or another striker to finish the play or trying to score a goal as soon as possible. Also, we can find some teams which try to develop some style which is a mix between both of them. Some teams that maybe they start kicking a long ball from the goalkeeper, and once they reach the opposite half, they try to start a combinative style of attack. The defensive transition is the exact moment of the game when we lose the possession of the ball. Our immediate reaction will be to get the ball back as soon as possible. In order to achieve this objective, our players who are closer to the place where we have lost the possession of the ball will develop a high pressure on the opponent who got the ball back from us. We will try to make this pressure on a numerical superiority. This reaction will allow the rest of our teammates to recover our defensive shape in order to provide our team of the necessary defensive balance, which will avoid the offensive transition of our rivals. When we speak about organized defense, we speak about the moment of the game when our team is out of possession of the ball. When we are defending, our main objective will always be to avoid the progression of our rival on the pitch and always protecting our goal post. In order to develop a proper defensive organization, our team should be compact. meaning that the positioning of our players will not allow spaces between our lines that could be used by our rivals. We should create the perfect defensive balance and move as a block. Depending on the game model, we will find teams that, in defense, will position their players high on the pitch, what we would call a high defensive block. These teams, through a high pressure, will try to force the opponent team to make easy mistakes while building up the game, or either forcing them to kick a long ball that will become an easy ball recovery for the defensive team. This kind of defense is usually developed by those teams who are comfortable with a combinative attack style of attack. We can also find other teams that feel more comfortable by defending deep on the pitch, defending on their own half, what we would call a low defensive block. These teams will wait for the opponent, for the rival, to build up the game, to do their attack, the positional attack, and they will wait for them to enter their defensive zone and will try to recover the ball in that zone. This low defensive block is usually developed by those teams who are comfortable or who are good in offensive transitions, who are good in doing counterattacks. And then we find other teams which develop a mid-defensive block. These teams don't go as high as the high block teams, or they don't defend as deep as the low defensive block teams. These teams, they position their players on a medium distance, and they allow the opponent team to start the game from the back, and they try to force the opponent team to play the ball, to play passes to sensitive areas where they will implement a high pressure in order to recover the ball. The offensive transition is the exact moment of the game when our team recovers the possession of the ball. Our immediate reaction will be to progress on the pitch as quick as possible, taking advantage of the spaces that our rival will be allowing us due to their defensive imbalance. Our counter-attack should be developed with small number of players, let's say 3-4 players, that should use very vertical and quick passes in order to reach the opponent's goal as soon as possible. This fast reaction will not allow our rivals to develop a proper defensive transition. So, if we would speak about LaLiga game model, according to the phases of the game that we have just seen on this video, our team, in positional attack, would develop a combinative attack. We would try to build up the game from the back, trying to have the control of the game through having the possession of the ball. We would use fast combinations of passes and players' mobility in order to create the necessary space to progress on the pitch and reach the last third with the maximum number of players in attack. In the phase of defensive transition, we would develop a high pressure on the player on the opponent who has recovered the ball from us. We would develop that pressure with those players of our team who are closest to the place where we lost the possession of the ball, and trying to create a numerical superiority on that pressure. At the same time, the rest of our team will try to recover our defensive shape in order to provide the necessary defensive balance to avoid a successful offensive transition by our rival. In the face of organized defense, we would position our players high on the pitch, on a high defensive block, trying to force our rival to make easy mistakes while building up the game from the back, or either forcing them to kick a long ball that would become an easy recovery, an easy ball recovery by our defensive players. In the offensive transition, we would be a team that would react as soon as possible in order to take advantage of the defensive imbalance of our rival through a counter-attack using small number of players, 3-4 players, with very vertical and quick passes in order to reach the opposite goal as soon as possible. If we are not able to be successful in our offensive transition, we would restart our positional attack through a combinative attack. We hope that this video about the phases of the game has been useful for all of you, and we hope you are having a good quarantine at home. Please stay at home and stay safe.